Welcome to POSTCAST. David Locke reunited with Ron Boone. And Ron, there's this joke about, I think it was last year in the NBA playoffs when some little boy yelled, "Good job, good effort," and everyone kind of made fun of it. But tonight, I kind of feel like good job, good effort. I mean, that's become kind of a joke line, but to some extent, we've walked out of here the last few nights wondering if these guys cared, frankly.
Well, from what we saw, absolutely, in the last 4 or 5 basketball games, this was an effort that I was very refreshing, and it was awfully good to watch something like this because they have not played like that in quite some time. I just said on the television that the pace of play is something that Coach Corbin has been harping and telling us about what's very important for this team. And now we got a great idea of what pace of play can do for this team and how it gets everyone involved. But it's going to start with Mo Williams. If Mo Williams plays the way he played tonight, then that puts the Jazz in a good position, David.
Well, I'll be curious. I actually, well, we'll have to look at it. I'm not sure they had a very good offensive night in the sense that they, by the time we're done with this, when we scored 97 points in overtime, I think there might have been a lot of possessions, but I can't do my math yet. I mean, we only scored 97 points on 96 shots, so I got to look at it. But against a pretty good defensive team, I just thought we fought. Like, the first quarter, and we still were 36% of the first quarter. Not, I don't know. But I love the fact we fought.
But I agree with you. But what I'm saying is that the pace of play put them in a position to play well. In a position to win the basketball game.
So was it I guess here's what then let me ask you this. Was it pace of play or was it just pure energy and effort? Or are those the same thing
I think that comes you can put them together.
Okay.
And they both work. You look at how the Jazz, the amount of points the Jazz have lost by, just say the last 3 ball games. Walking the ball up the floor and just not playing with any energy or anything like that. A little different story tonight when they play with the pace of play that they play with, and I know it's overstating it, but it worked and it got the job done for them tonight.
How about that stretch by Derek Favors at the end of the first quarter, which leads to a 17-2 run? Really, the game in the first half was just runs. The Spurs went on a 16-4 run. The Jazz answered with a 35-13 run. And then the Spurs answered with a 9-2 run to close. I mean, that was just the whole first half right there. But that middle run, Derek Favors, was unreal.
And an attitude. I mean, he had 4 block shots in that first half, but he played with an attitude and had a couple of hard fouls and just like the way he's coming around. But he did dominate during that stretch.
And then we had the moment, which to me actually is the epitome of the entire season. I thought we had the entire season in one moment. Early fourth quarter, the Jazz are defending still well. The Spurs have amped it up defensively, and there's no way we can score. Mo Williams is on the floor with Cantor, Favors, Marvin, and probably Burks. And we couldn't score.
No.
We couldn't get anything. So Ty signals to Millsap and Jefferson to come in. Favors then, while they're walking the bench, has that ferocious dunk in the fast break that puts Bonner on his chair. Jefferson comes in. The next play they get a steal. Burks comes in. And now because that's the only way we were going to score was to get those. And then we go back to the other. We go back because Ty's sitting on the sideline. We really couldn't score. And we have these 2 teams this year. One that can score and one that can defend. And we have never found a way to get any of it to work together.
Well, if that's going to continue to be a problem, then you're going to have to find a way to make it work. But
it was like it was this moment,
in a tough situation,
right?
No,
I mean, with like 8:30 left in the fourth quarter. I was like, this moment to me is the entire season, because on one level we were defending, but on the other level we just had 4 or 5 possessions, and we were in total disarray on the offensive end. I don't know. Otherwise, I don't want to harp on that. I thought there was some great, I thought there was just a battle, to fight, an answer of everything. And Marvin Williams, in his entire NBA career, hits his second shot with a game on the line, 2 for 10 his entire career. The only other one happened in 2008. That is a huge shot for Marvin.
Yeah, where did he hit it from?
left corner.
The high percentage corners.
Where he can't.
Yes.
And one of the reasons we haven't talked about this a lot you and I have talked about this, we probably haven't shared this. One of the things that my hypothesis on why Marvin struggled with us is his number one spot last year is left corner 3. Mm-hmm. He can't get a left corner 3 with Al in the left block. Mm-hmm. So here on that play, I loved this also tonight. Ton of high pick and roll. We really entirely changed our offense tonight to combat the Spurs. I thought there were some great coaching moves in how we ran our offense and what we did tonight.
You put Mo Williams in a pick and roll with Tony Parker, defending him, and what I liked about it, if it didn't work one time, then they redid it. I mean, they come right back off of it again. But that's all the energy plays and the pace of play. And you notice that Mo Williams very seldom picked his dribble up until he was ready to shoot or pass. And I just think that's a big key with any point guard. You see Tony Parker do it a lot. You see Chris Paul, some of the best point guards in the league do just that. And it just keeps them from getting into trouble and getting caught with nowhere to go.
Only 3 turnovers tonight for Mo, a little bit better in that regard. With that, which has been a problem for the Jazz. The Jazz had some bad plays. Gordon getting ripped on a big play right over here in front of us. Mo had one where he just dribbled and kind of got lost and threw the ball in the backcourt. And you probably have to be near flawless to beat this team here. They've only lost 4 times all year. The other one I would just compliment tonight is there was always that question, was the playoffs worth it last year? Well, the Spurs are better this year than they were last year. This wasn't a playoff game, but our younger players did not look nearly as scared tonight and wide-eyed as they did a year ago. That's progress. That's part of what you learned a year ago.
Absolutely. I agree with you, and I don't have anything to add to that, but, the fact that I think there's a couple of guys that's playing right now like they know they belong. Not that they think they belong. They know they belong in this league.
Well, this should be a happy story. They played well. They played hard. They played the best in the NBA. They didn't get the win. We need wins desperately, so it's still. But I think when you wake up, I don't know, when you listen to this, at least feel like you got your guys tonight gave you as a fan everything you want. And if you go to the great Larry H. Miller quote, I don't ask them to win every night, but I ask them to give me everything they have. That was a legitimate question mark earlier this week a few times. Tonight, that's not a question mark.
Yeah, and I don't think we saw that type of effort, even though the style was a little bit different than we saw during that losing streak. The 3-game losing streak that the Jazz had.
All right, let's go get one in Dallas. See if we can get a road win.
I'm all for that, David.
All right.
All right.
Have a good night. Be safe.